So today I'll be sharing 3 nonfiction books that are perfect beach reading material. I think you should add them to your summer bag. They're perfect for lounging on the couch or if you're just hanging out in your backyard. Okay, so the first book on my list is a memoir, and it's entitled Woman of Interest by Tracy O'Neill. Now, this is a memoir that tells the story of the author's search, Tracy, to find her missing birth mother in South Korea. So she was an adoptee at a really young age, and she really doesn't know much about her birth mother. And I have to tell you, obviously, this is a very serious topic. This is a memoir, this isn't fiction, but it really reads like a mystery novel. And we see in her book how she goes about trying to find her mom, right? So it really details her interactions with a private investigator, her going online and searching, going to the Wayback Machine, and then we see her eventual trip to Korea to actually meet her mom. I don't want to spoil too much because I do want you to read it for obvious reasons. But I just want to say, like, again, it's a memoir. It reads like a mystery. You're going to get like those real, genuine, vulnerable moments. You're going to get a lot of reflection, but you're also going to keep turning the page because you want to see if Tracy is able to, find her mom, how she goes about finding her, what meeting her is like, and so on. So it's really a story of like self-discovery, but also seeing her go on this adventure to meet her mom, which she literally jumped on a plane and went to South Korea. I think this is a great beach read because it's going to keep you hooked, right? You're going to want to know what happens to Tracy, what's the outcome like, and ultimately how this chapter in her life ends. So I hope you'll give this one a go, you guys. So good. Okay, so the second book I'm recommending, I don't have a physical copy of that one yet. I read that via my NetGalley, but the book I'm recommending is I'm Mostly Here to Enjoy Myself by Glynis McNichol. Now, this is a memoir, not a memoir, right? But it's about a woman. She's in her 40s, and we see after she's endured like a year and a half of isolation in her Manhattan apartment during the pandemic, we see her just like take this opportunity, take this chance to sublet a friend's apartment. And this friend's apartment, by the way, is in Paris, right? So we see her traveling to Paris. We see her recount her time there. And it's just filled with so much. It's filled with friendship. It's filled with food. It's filled with spontaneous adventures. And I think what I really enjoyed about this one the most, and why I think it's going to be a really good beach read for you, is that we see this woman just pursue true, open and honest, and what's open and honest for her, like self-fulfillment and just enjoyment and just doing what she wants to do. And it was such a joyful escape. I have to tell you, it was intimate, right? So you kind of get those intimate moments, but it was really joyful at the same time. And you really get to see like a celebration of just living your life to the fullest and on your own terms. So kind of seeing like the author doing that was just absolutely beautiful. I think it's a wonderful beach read because, it's really going to inspire you a bit. So you're going to be turning the pages to see, okay, what does she do next then? And it's I'm Mostly Here to Enjoy Myself by Glynis McNichol. Book 3 on my list is for my true crime fans, true crime lovers. And the book I'm recommending to you is A Gentleman and a Thief, the daring jewel heist of a jazz age rogue. And this is by Dean Job. Okay, this book tells a really captivating and thrilling story and true story of this man who was an incredibly cunning thief, who is also very charming. And I kind of feel like charming is a trait with some of these people. Right. And I guess that's the only way you can rob people blind. You have to have a bit of charm. I'm so rough around the edges that just would not work. But anyway, we see in this story, a gentleman and a thief, very cunning, very charming. And we see how he infiltrated high society and made off with a fortune, most of it in jewels. And we kind of really learn more about the man. And the man's name is Arthur Barry. And we discover through this book that he's a very multifaceted character. And while I said, like, you know, he's really charming at the beginning, which he really was, but he would also use not just charm, but also violence to achieve the means to his ends. I have to say, we kind of see, like, in this book, it really builds him up, and then, like anything else, you know, it has to come all the way down. And we see that despite, you know, all these impressive con jobs and heists he was able to do, his life was actually marred by regret. You know how some people would, like, really double down on their thing? I kind of think back to when I watched, like, Inventing Anna, and you saw her, like, through her whole situation and through the whole court case, and then when she went to jail, and then, like, the reporter would go and interview her and all that stuff, right? How she kind of, like, doubled down on what she was doing. This guy had, like, a whole bunch of regret, right? And he obviously did prison time and so on. But anyways, without spoiling it, I will say this is a very engaging narrative. You meet a very colorful character. I think Arthur Barry is incredibly colorful, but there are also other people in his life who were as well. And you really get, like, this blend of true crime, but you also see a bit of, like, high society life. And I think that's what makes it a really great beach read, because you do get that true crime, but you see a bit of that lavish lifestyle, which I think is perfect escapism, if you ask me. So, yeah, I think that's a great non-fiction beach read, you know? Let me know what you think. So, yes, so friends, I'd love to hear from you. One, what do you think about the 3 books I just recommended? Have you heard of any of these books? Have you read any of them? But also, what new books, what 2024 books, nonfiction books in particular, do you think that would make fabulous beach reads? Like, what are these nonfiction books you would add to your summer bag? You know, what are the books you want to get lost in during the long summer days? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I mean, I'm going to get recommendations to add to my beach bag as well. And other readers will benefit from hearing from you too. So share in the comments and let's keep this conversation going. Also, if you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know what's new when I go live and when new videos are uploaded. I have quite a few beach reads videos out there, so if you want to stay updated on what's next, again, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching.